Good evening, everybody out there in watching them Randomania networks. My name is OPT Lawyer. Oh shoot, echo. Sorry about that, everybody. My name is OPT Lawyer. Joining me today is the Alan Heffley and Trails, and we are here to introduce the 2018 Zelda 2 Adventure of Link Randomizer Max Rando Tournament. Woohoo!
Hey, how you doing? Awesome.
How is everybody tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you all doing?
I am recovering from the flu. Other than that, I'm fine.
Sorry
It's
to, sorry to hear that. I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited about this Max Rando tournament.
I am too. So before we get into too deeply what Max Rando is, um, this is starting when? Tomorrow, is it?
well, the pairings are live right now, so technically tomorrow, but yeah, pretty much right now it's starting.
Awesome. All right, cool. So I guess we should start by just going over a little bit of what is Max Rando. In fact, we've got a thing here. So let me transition to that. So, Max Rando. Why don't we go over a little bit what that is?
Okay, so Max Rando is pretty much your normal Zelda 2 game, but it's a little more randomized. Uh, Pretty much you'll be given spells, given equipment to start randomly. Towards number of gems to place could be 0, could be all 6, somewhere in between. Um, Maximum heart containers. That's where um, you could be really trolled and start with 1, or it could be really generous, give you all 8 and start. Why not?
Yeah, Max Rando is a very interesting flag set, whereas you may be presented with some very unfortunate circumstances in early game. One heart container, two lives, which can make progression very difficult at first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so the number of maximum heart containers also could be anywhere between 1 and 8. And if it's like an example, you get 4 to 5 heart containers starting, and it's maximum of I don't know 1, then the remaining heart containers just turn into 500 point P bags. So it's a good opportunity uh, to get some level grinding going.
Yeah, absolutely, because especially if you have like a zero gem seed or like a two gem seed, levels are going to be definitely a priority, especially if you're going to have to face T-Bird.
Oh yes, and yeah, we will get to that here in a little bit. But some of the other things that are uh, randomized in this flag set: sword techniques, the upstab, downstab. You could be starting with both, could be starting with none. Number of lives. I know it says 2 to 6 on the overlay, but it's 2 to 5. I that was my fault. But yeah, it's somewhere between 2 and 5. You'll start and life, attack, and magic effectiveness. You could be, uh, especially with attack, that's going to be really, really important throughout the game. Could be playing with a butter knife, could be playing with a master sword. You never know.
I've noticed too that when you do cast a life spell, sometimes it could fill 1 bar of health, but sometimes it'll fill all 5 bars of health.
Yeah, that's a part of the effectiveness of the life spell that's also randomized too. I think that's not a part of the slide bar that's on the randomizer itself, but I'll have to look into that. Um, but anyway, the last part of the flag set is Thunderbird is not going to be required to kill. But like it says right there, this room could be in the way. So maybe you need thunder, maybe you don't.
That's going to be really interesting in this tournament, Alan. That's going to be a big gamble. You know, people will dump into the GP, not necessarily prepared for Thunderbird, while other players will be going out preparing. And if they get presented with hey, here's Thunderbird, and guess what? You have to fight him. There went, 15, 20 minutes of exploration down to two. And, that's going to be a big gamble. That's going to take it's going to make things really interesting in this tournament matchup.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key word is gamble. Pretty much, if you're playing against someone that's way higher in your skill level and you find something really out of the way, and then you find Great Palace. It's a 0 gem seed. Dive in, why not? Maybe you get to Dark Link faster than they do, and you pull off the upset. I mean, it's all about the gambles.
I did a seed earlier, matter of fact, where you did Grand Palace with 2 gems, right? 2 gems to enter. And Dark Link was the first room to the right. No glove required.
Oh yeah, I've had that one the other day. That was really 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 generous.
So if I can break in here just for just a second and ask this question, then, what's a harder seed to deal with? A 1 gem seed or like a 4 or 5 gem seed? Is it just because there's 4 or 5 gems it's harder, or is it because you're guaranteed more experience? It's actually easier.
I'd have to say hands down 2 lives. I mean, I can manage a 1 heart container seed, but with only 2 lives, makes it very difficult, especially if GP is long.
Yeah, good old 2 lives, 6 gems. Yeah, that can turn to a slog right there. I know that for a fact. I played a few of those training for this. So yeah.
Alrighty. So, I guess before we get into the actual matchups, last thing I would ask is, what do you think's the most fun thing of Max Rando? Or do you not
I'd
think Max
say,
Rando's fun at all?
Ha.
nah, Max Rander is great. The randomness of the randomizer is the most fun part. I mean, you literally don't know what you're getting ready to get into when you click generate realm on that seed. Um, and which can lead to a very friendly seed or it can lead to a very unfriendly seed. And I would say it's about a 50-50 shot. Like if you stabbed an iron knuckle statue, whether you're going to get a red jar or you're going to get a red iron knuckle, and how friendly the seed's going to be.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ha.
So, Rose City Saint pointing out in the chat, the most fun thing about Max Rando is not arguing about the flags. Nice. All right. So, is there anything else, or should we move on to the actual matchups?
I think we pretty much covered it. All the normal harder flags on mixed large and small enemies. Uh, uh, what is it? No. Oh yeah, the shuffle encounters. No safe path encounters.
So, why don't you explain that one real quick? Because I don't think we've seen that too often on the weekly stream, at least not on Randomania. Um,
Which one?
which is the allow unsafe path encounters.
Oh, okay. So basically, what that is the roads normally are safe. There's no enemies in those. You usually use those strategically to path yourself through the overworld, but it normally they don't spawn enemies if you walk in them. So usually it's a safe way to go. But if you hit an enemy encounter while on a path tile with this flag set, it'll just throw you to any random encounter. It could be a road, but it also could be a forest or a swamp or a grass. Any of them really.
Gotcha. All right then. Well, with that, why don't we transition over to our matchup screen?
Oh boy.
All right, so get out of this here. All right, so we have 13 matchups in the first round of this is a Swiss tournament. How many rounds?
This is Swiss. This will be 3 rounds, and the winner, not the winner. I'm sorry. Whoever gets 2 wins goes to a single elimination bracket. Since now we have an even amount of players, we have 26 now. There will be no bye at all unless somebody drops out in the first round or the second round. So we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. So 3 rounds Swiss, and then a single eliminate. Did you say single elimination tournament? Or a bracket?
Yeah, single elimination brackets.
All right. So I guess we'll go one by one, and then you guys can talk about each matchup. Our first matchup is Zarnex versus Victor Santa Fe.
It's Zarnex 42 versus Victor Santa Fe. Trails, you want to start?
Yeah, I will. Zarnex 42 is a Zelda 2 randomizer runner, but also as a Zelda 1 randomizer runner. He plays a bunch of different games, and Victor Santa Fe is known for doing his Zelda 2 randomizer also. Both these are some pretty good matchups. I don't know what else to say. Victor does commentary for us. He's definitely cool in the
Go ahead.
Oh, he's definitely well known and definitely appreciated by the randomizer community.
Yeah, I'd like to point out there's, let's see, 1, 2, let's say about 5 newcomers to the Zelda 2 tournaments, at least. So, and Victor's one of them. He's shown a lot of promise in these in the last couple months that he's played. Zarnex is, of course, a veteran to pretty much just about any of the Zelda randomizers. So this should be a good match. Anything can happen.
Yeah, how many did you say there was 5 new entries? Because I just posted in the general forum probably about like 15-20 minutes ago.
No, I mean like newcomers that they haven't played in a Zelda 2 tournament yet. This is their first Zelda 2 randomizer tournament.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
All right then. So moving on to our second matchup. Our second matchup is going to be between the Countess and Shiner CCC.
Yeah, this would be a really good matchup. Countess and Shiner are both no slouches to Zelda 2 the tournaments. They don't really play a lot in the weeklies or any of the casual races, but they are definitely a force to be reckoned with if you face them. Yeah, absolutely. This should be. I'd say this is a pretty even matchup, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen them both in previous tournaments before. Isn't Countess a vanilla all keys runner? And same with Shiner?
I believe so. I believe they've ran all keys before. Excuse me, I really haven't done my research that extensively.
Yeah, I mean, they do seem like that they'd be pretty evenly matched. to the prior races I've seen him do. I believe they were both in the same tournament, 2016 maybe.
Yeah, they've been in the past 2 tournaments. Yes. Shiner placed in the first one, tied for 17th. Let's see, count this. Tied for 25th, but that was what 2 years ago, so can't really take that into account right now.
Well, alrighty then. So, our third matchup is going to be between Jackamus and this guy named the Alan Heffley. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Yeah. Oh, hi, Alan. Right, you. What's up, bro?
All right. Well, I will let you all take this one. Don't really want to butt in here.
Jackamus is a very well-known Z2R runner. Most known for using the helmet head sprite for his playable character.
Is that what it is?
Wait, there's a helmet head sprite?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like helmet head he uses as a sprite.
Nice.
But he's also a very good runner, and Alan Heffley is also a very good runner. I wouldn't count Alan out by a long shot. Alan's definitely got a shot with this.
So you're saying there's a chance?
It is a randomizer. There's always a chance, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, anything can happen.
Well, not only is it a randomizer, it's randomizing the complete randomness of the randomizer, if that makes sense. So you enter these seeds not knowing what is going to happen and what you're going to be presented with. And unless he's done some personal, I don't know if he's familiar with the Max Rando flag set, but it truly is, you're dumped into a bowl of what the heck, you know what I mean? And you got to figure out what you're supposed to do. And, not knowing, what type of situation you might be presented with at first could give you the edge by a long shot, Mr. Heffley.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, then. So, our fourth matchup is Jake Coper versus Kulane.
Now, this is going to be one of those must-see matchups right here, I think. Jake Coper is pretty much... you name any of the Zelda randomizer or even vanilla Zeldas, he's done it. In Kulane, easily one of the best technical Z2R runners I've seen, at least. It's just my personal opinion, though. This is going to be an incredible close matchup, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Kulane, he's really, and Jacob, they're both really nasty at the randomizer. They're both really, really good players. And Kulane, although he's like an all keys runner, I believe, on the side, and he pops in every week or so, and really does. He consistently puts in sub 90 times, and he's usually in the top 3 placement during the weekly. He's usually first, second, or third place. So Jay Cooper as well. So this will be one that, like you said, not to miss.
All right, then. So, our fifth match is between Amazing Toaster and Ryan 7.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Amazing Toaster this will be his, I believe this is his first Zelda 2 randomizer tournament match. He's most known for his Zelda 1 the Zelda 1 randomizer tournaments and races. He's just a beast at that, and he's quickly picked this up and is become really, really pretty much a beast at this too. So I'd consider him a strong favorite in this tournament. Well, and Ryan, let's see. Ryan is trying to find his last tournaments here. Trails, you got anything to add while I look this up?
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing Toaster is a very, very good, well-rounded player. He's definitely a Z1R guy that's a hybrid Z2R player and puts in consistent good times. Also, Ryan Sevens is a Z2R seed running maniac like myself, who consistently races every day and puts in respectable times. But Amazing Toaster also every week when he joins these races and the RCS Sunday, Monday night races, puts in very respectable times also. So this should be a really good matchup. This is a must-see kind of race also.
This should be good. It should be pretty close, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Seven races with me every day, sometimes 2, 3 times a day. So he's very familiar with the randomizer. And Amazing Toaster races at least a few times a week, and he's also very good. He's usually in the top, finishers. So this should be a great matchup. I'm definitely going to tune in when these guys race.
Nice. Give me. All right then. So, what is it? We're on match number 6. Our 6th match is between Unos and Rose City Saint.
This is going to be a huge match. This is more like I'd say like a Final Four matchup. This is going first round. This should be good.
Yeah, definitely don't want to miss this one. Eunice number 2 and RCS number 3 in the official leaderboard. So these guys are definitely familiar with the Max Rando flag set, and these are both very two well-accomplished Z2R runners. So it's going to be this one's going to be a serious race, guys. Definitely tune into this one.
I know I'm excited to see that one as well. All right. All right, so our next matchup, it's matchup number 7, and that is between some guy that I've never heard of before. His name happens to be Trails. I don't know who that is either. Like, oh, Trails, hi. You're against Thurwolf this round.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name. I thought there was a 1 in that name.
It might be. I pulled it off of the challenge page, so whatever you put on that is what I put on there. Whatever you put on that is what I put on there.
It's Trails, and someone took the TREILZ in Twitch, so I had to use a 1 instead. So.
Oh, okay, got you now. But yeah, well, Trails, you asked for a matchup. There you go. There's your match. But yes, yeah, this should be good. Trails is just races probably like 3, 4, 5 times a day. So in practice, as you could say, it makes perfect. Thurwolf is, I think this is his first C2R tournament also, but he's also a Z1R veteran. I believe he won the latest Z1R tournament, didn't he not?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look at the tapes. But I know that he's a well-accomplished Z1R runner, and he has quickly jumped into the Z2R, and he is very, very, very accomplished. He's a very good player. I'm sweating having to face my first match against this guy. Him and I race on a daily basis. He's also a Z2R race seed running maniac like myself. So he's no stranger to the Max Rando flags also. And it's going to be a good matchup. I mean, I think he typically beats me more than I beat him, but there's a chance.
He came in second to the in the Z1R tournament. Okay, my bad.
All right. So our next matchup is between, and I gotta make sure I count these out right. Link7777 and Joshi D.
Oh boy, get your fax machines ready, ladies and gentlemen.
It's 4-0 Joshi D versus Link Sevens. Link Sevens is a great player, but I don't know.
Yes. Link Sevens is a pretty much a speed running, like you said, maniac. Also, in C2R, he's no exception either. Joshi D, what can I say? He loves faxes. But yeah, he came in. I'm pretty sure he finished in the quarterfinals in the last tournament. And that was his best showing there. Tied for fifth. There you go. Okay. Yeah, he'll tell you himself.
Yeah, Joshi D is a good runner. Also, Link Sevens is a very good runner. I've watched him in one of the last tournaments. I would have bet money on that guy. That's how fast he was running these seeds. So definitely going to be a good matchup. It's going to be an interesting race. I'm definitely going to tune into that one.
Awesome. Alrighty. So our ninth matchup is, and I'm going to horribly murder this. Raikou Rider versus Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I think you did it just on Raikou Rider versus T Nightcrawler. Let's see. I'll start with Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is another brand new to the Zelda 2 randomizer community. He's done, I'd say, done a handful of races. He's steadily improved, though. I know he had a nice third place finish in one of the weeklies, beating out some pretty notable names. So he can definitely get the job done. Raikou Rider is feels kind of shaky about Max Rando, but I'd say that I think just the nerves are just just getting to him. He's very good at this game as well as other notable games too.
Yeah, he definitely runs a wide collection of different sorts of games, and should be doing very well in this tournament, I would think. And Nightcrawler too. I mean, he's a very well-rounded Z2 player, and he does put in respectable times. So this should be a pretty good matchup.
Awesome. Okay then. So our next match, guy's name I'm probably also going to horribly mispronounce. Vonky versus the developer himself, Dick Shake.
Perfect. Yeah, Bonky versus the man himself, Dick Shake. Bonky is known for running quote unquote bonky flags, but so this should really be he should be have no stranger. He should be no stranger to these flags if my tongue could actually work tonight. And Dick Shake's just, Dick Shake. he's the creator of the randomizer. He knows this game like the back of his hand, and it should be a good matchup.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a good matchup. Dig Shake consistently putting in sub 90 on any style of flag you put in front of him. And Vonky willing to race full GP with one heart container. I mean, these guys should be a pretty interesting race. I'd like to see how this one turns out.
Indeed. All right. So only three matchups left. Our 11th matchup is Bent Glass Tube versus Buzz Thunder.
Oh yeah, Venti glass tube. Uh, I'm sorry. BGT as everybody really knows him, and of course the Rando God himself, Buzz Thunder. This should be. I think it should be a pretty good matchup. I don't think BGT has done a lot as far as Max Rando goes, but Buzz does a lot of practice I've seen, and they both know this randomizer pretty well, so it should be good.
Yeah, I was just poking some fun at BGT in the chat a little bit earlier. Buzz Thunder doesn't usually join the races that often, but when he does, he annihilates the seeds and puts in very, very good times. And BGT, I don't think I've ever seen ever join a race. I saw him in the past tournaments, I believe. But this should be interesting.
I'm just watching the chat here. All right, nice. So, 12th match is Dark Magician 1184 versus Dr. J PhD.
Yeah, Dr. J coming in with literally minutes, I think, to go before I close
it was
this
pretty
thing.
pretty close to that, yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Dr. J, for evening the field out, if you will. I think these are Dr. J made his debut in the last tournament, and he did fairly well. Did better than me, I know that. I went 0-4, so he did way better than I did. But yeah, a this should be a decent matchup. I don't know how much Dr. J knows about Max Rando, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with these two runners. I've seen Dark Magician before, and I've definitely remembered Dr. J PhD in the last tournament, but I'm not too familiar with them as Z2R runners.
Okay, so one more matchup, and it is King Doll. Oh, jeez, versus JJ Smith 77. I need to move that over a bit. Dark Magician's name's too long.
All right, so let's see. King Doll, JJ Schmidt. JJ Schmidt is another new one to the Z2R tournament scene. He's mostly known for his Dragon Warrior randomizer, Dragon Warrior work. Uh, and, but I think he's pretty familiar with Max Rando and Z2R itself, so we can put some practice in and take down the king, I guess.
Yeah, JJ definitely has got a lot of practice for this Max Rando getting ready to happen, and King Doll just started to poke his head back around somewhat recently, and I know he's a very well-rounded player too. He's definitely an experienced C2R runner himself, so this should be pretty interesting. But JJ, I think, probably has the edge for all the practice he's putting in recently.
Oh, okay. Bold prediction, Trails?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. I like it.
Indeed. Well, everybody, those are our first round matchups of the first of three Swiss rounds. So, I don't know. Any final thoughts? We have have a weekly race to get ready for, which I do believe is going to be a Max Rando flag set. Am I correct on that? I think so.
That is what I've heard, yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that. So, for everybody else watching, if you hang around here for about 20 minutes, at 9 o'clock, we'll be having a Max Rando a weekly race, so you can actually get to see what this Max Rando thing's all about.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Indeed. So, as I said, I don't know, any last thoughts about these matchups as a whole? Looks like some really good ones out there.
Yeah,
Looks like.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. There's a lot of solid first round matchups. I'm kind of scared for mine, but hey, it's a tournament. I
Hey,
just don't want to go 0-3 like I did last.
I got to face off with T Wolf on my first round, so I have no easy feat in front of me.
Indeed. All right. Well, as we've said before, everybody matchups start pretty much now. The players can start scheduling them, and you will see these races exclusively on the Randomania networks. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye on our Twitter at Rando. I think it's Randomizer Mania. Let's see the Twitter.
Randomania.
No, the Twitter
Oh,
is
is it
Randomizer
Randomizer
Mania.
Mania? Oh.
Yeah. Keep an eye on our Twitter for updates and news flashes on when those dates come out. As I said before, again, we are going to be starting a weekly race here very soon with these Max Rando flags. But yeah, no, this tournament looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited to see this all play out. Probably mostly because I'm not taking part in it.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen with the Max Rando. There's going to be a lot of upset. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of really unfriendly situations. It's going to be really fun, man. And there's a lot of really good matchups. So this should be a really great tournament.
I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely. All right. Well, all right then. Well, I guess that's going to do it for us for this reveal show. The Alan Heffley and Trails. Thank you both for joining me today and giving all of our viewers a little rundown of what all of this is going to be and what they're going to see potentially throughout this tournament.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Indeed. And again, everybody, my name has been OPT Lawyer, and keep your eyes right here. In about 15 minutes ish, we're going to be starting our weekly race. Until then, hope to see you all during all these tournament races. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening.